Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. Try as I might, I can't get up earlier like I wanted to, but I will be. So brace yourself for it. I'm once again broadcasting live on Rumble and YouTube, and I appreciate everybody who's joined me tonight. And we're going to talk about the big events that have been happening. Is Iran going to have a regime change? Where's Tim Walz? He's hiding. You know, the one who said, bully the bullies. So anyway, what has led us to this point? A great many things. I'm going to play some videos for you to enjoy while people get into the chats so we can have a good discussion about it all. And I hope you all had a great day today.
I'm from LA. I was born in LA. That's where my roots are. That's where I started my career. It's almost 50% Hispanic. Remember that California was part of Mexico. All of the Southwest is Mexico. So the roots are really deep in that region. And what they're saying is, no, not in our community. Because when they're coming in, even though there's second, third, fourth, fifth generation Latinos that live there, Mexican Americans that live there, some of them might be their family members. The people that they're going after, it's personal for them because they're going after their cousin and their uncle and their parents. And how does that make us safe?
And do you have any science to back up your opinion?
The best data are autopsies. So in the largest autopsy series published to date, I know because I'm the senior author, of all the deaths we examined, and we re-reviewed them, we had an adjudication committee, we had ways of arbitration, deciding on did the vaccine cause death. The answer is, of these cases that came in for autopsy after vaccination, 73.9% of individuals, it was determined that the vaccine was the cause of death. First author is Holscher and colleagues. He's sitting right behind me.
Storm's on. Yes, sir. I'm wondering what storm you're talking about.
They have unsuccessfully tried to take down the wrong person.
He's absolutely going to come back with full vengeance the next time around.
Now think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. Our Constitution really does give the president tremendous power to destroy. This will be something we could never have imagined.
Now the gloves are off.
Some of Trump's close political allies told him they are working on figuring out the identities of the FBI and DOJ staff and forming lists.
I will direct a completely overhauled DOJ to investigate every radical DA and AG in America for their illegal, racist enforcement of the law. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables must turn and we will quickly destroy the deep state. We know where the bodies are buried. There are a lot of people out there that have done some very, very evil things, very bad things, I would say treasonous things against our country. People that have done such harm to our country. I've been looking at them for a long time.
He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he perceives as enemies.
Put them all in jail where they belong. You gotta get tough and smart, and you have to fight fire with fire. You can't allow this to go on. And I will be the one to clean it up. I am your retribution. We will take care of it. We will take care of it.
You know, folks, how they talk about mirroring. I was watching some clips from CNN where they're talking about, oh, the Republicans are so divided over Israel. Tucker Carlson and all these people are saying we shouldn't get involved with the war. Well, what's really being divided is this Democrat Party. It's being destroyed. We're watching it destroy itself. And so many things are going to be bubbling up. That's why I put that clip up of showing with the article about Fauci, okay, and the Wuhan virus. There are so many things, so many balls in the air, so many plates spinning on the ends of sticks, so many people that are going to be looking at some serious problems. And you got to go through it one at a time. Right now we're handling removing a lunatic regime and keeping them from having the power to start World War III and cause the death of millions of people. That is a high priority, don't you know? Hi, Wanda. Nice to see you. Michelle Kickenbird. Nice to see you. Sissy. Nice to see you. Darla. Debbie. Wayne. Wayne said, give me a thumbs up. I hope you all do. Hi, Rebecca. Michelle. Lucky. Yvonne. Pappy Two Bears. Todd. Nice to see you. All right. People are coming on in. Yeah, folks, if you give me a thumbs up, it helps the video get around. Hi, William. Amy's here. Yeah, they eat their own. That's right, Debbie. Michelle, nice to see you. Yeah, they eat their own. I've got all kinds of footage. For anything from riots to hypersonic missiles. They called it the No Kings protests. I called it the No Kings riots. And they're the jesters for the kings. I had this up, and I was going to say, believe me, I was, that he needed to watch his back. He needed to watch his back. I've had this in my studio for, I don't know, 3 days. Fetterman said, my party loses the moral high ground when we refuse to condemn setting cars on fire, destroying buildings, and assaulting law enforcement. We all know that they've been stirring up a narrative that he's unfit. When they went 4 years with Joe, the potato, Fetterman defies them on Palestine, defies them on rioting. And they all of a sudden want to see if he's cognitively able to continue. Well, one of the first pictures I had up when I went live, speaking of somebody cognitively, whether they're cognitively up with it or not, was Tim Walz. Tim Walz. Is he in hiding? Where is Tim Walz? When this business came out about this guy here, they don't call him by the name Doctor, but apparently he is. Because it says Dr. Vance Bolter, CEO of Red Lion Group, some goofball security company he was trying to start. I was going to discuss the fact that we're going to have thousands of desperate people, thousands. And I've gone on with that precept for a long time, for many years. I said, what are we going to do with all these really millions of people who know nothing other than being a worthless bureaucrat? They have no skills. They have no practical abilities, taught dysphoric, irrational theories, and they're comfortable in their delusion and protected by a system that needs them to implement their plans and their policies to undermine the Constitution and deprive people of their natural resources and their fundamental liberties so they can get to their goal. Their goal is same as Karl Marx, same as Vladimir Lenin, same as Trotsky, Stalin, Mao, go down the list, Adolf. So anyway, right away the mixed signals came out about this guy. But, you know, we've had this business of people like Tim Walz saying bully the bully, and Gavin Newsom saying this must end in this moment. What do we do in this crucial moment? The in the moment narrative they've been doing ever since Kamala Harris started that during her campaign. What are we going to do in this moment? Building urgency, desperation. Our way of life is going to end. We're going to have a dictator. Civilization will be destroyed. What will we do in this moment? Well, we'll bully the bullies. And then something happened. Terrible thing happened. Tim Walz goes underground. He didn't have that much to do with this guy. He just knew him as periphery. But that's the purpose of propaganda. That's the purpose of insightful language. To get others to do things. Like James Comey, making it popular to put up the numbers 86 and then 47. And I said I wouldn't say that, but I did. Because it's going to go down in history as part of the psyop to whip people up into a frenzy and to justify violence. I have not seen ever so many very thinly veiled threats to the president on YouTube ever like I see now. And there's no attempt by YouTube. I can say a word and the rhythm picks it up. Boom, I'm taken down for a week. But they can type those numbers in with confetti emojis, and they can allude to Anwar Sadat being assassinated. They can say all types of horrific things, and they don't even get the comment removed. But if I say something without scrambling it up, I could get taken down. Hi, Ronald. How you doing? Kathy, nice to see you. David, nice to see you. KNS Cleanups here. All right. Robin's here. Let's see. All right. So anyway, this character, what's the analysis? What do people feel? Is this person someone that's part of a I don't know, a crew? Or is he a lone wolf? Did he act alone? What's the notions in the chats? Is he just an outlier, a crazy person? Or is he part of something bigger? You know, it took a while to get the sequence of events of when they first saw him, when they got these pictures of him. Here they got. I sniped this from a police report. $50,000 reward. There he is with his cowboy hat on, which they found a cowboy hat. You see him with his rubber mask on. You see all kinds of different things, but when did this sequence of event happen? Well, he was in his cowboy hat after he got busted and had to run off into the woods after a brief gunfight. And he was in his tactical gear that you see in the second to the last picture. But then he appeared later, it looks like in different clothing. Now, if he got run away from his vehicle, I don't believe that he expected that to happen at all, for the police to be on him that quickly. How did he get a change of clothes? Well, it turns out he made it to his, I don't know, pseudo apartment or second home or something like that. Maybe that's where he changed his clothes. Or did somebody give him a hand, a lift? Was there some backup around there somewhere? I don't know. But I do know one thing. If he's on foot and they have tracking dogs, he would need two things. He would need very good training on how to move about with minimizing his scent. And it's difficult. It's not easy. And he would also need luck, because a trained dog is going to get you. If you don't know some evasive tactics and have a bit of luck on your side, they'll get you. So anyway, he's apparently still on the loose, closing in on, he's over 36 hours. Maybe they're catching as we speak. I don't know. But an oddball character he is. Here's some of the, he worked at a funeral home. He worked at a 7-Eleven. Where is some of that stuff he had? Here's a different picture of him. I saw a video where he broke a window out of his own vehicle after he returned to his apartment to say goodbye to his friend. And he was wearing that cowboy outfit. His friend said he was anti-abortion in the 90s. I saw that on a video headline. Here it is. Here's his friend sweeping up the debris where they took a battering ram and knocked the door down to get in after this guy had been there and left. He really hated abortion in the 90s. What does that got to do with anything? Ronald Reagan used to be a Democrat. 20 years later, he was a Republican governor of California. People changed their minds. But right away, they were searching for a way to paint it as a conservative or a religious radical or something like that. But hey, these people in this little clip here, they're Christian. They're Christian, right? I don't know if you've ever seen this clip before. So, they can try all they want. But the representative that he was successful in ending her life had voted against giving illegals free health care. And apparently it drove this guy even more cuckoo than he already was. He had a hit list. And I'll believe it when I see it. If I could verify it's true myself, I'll believe it. But they said Tim Walz was on it. And they said Ilhan Omar was on it. Now, why would that be? I don't believe that myself. Personally, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't believe them. So, given his history, is he one of the thousands that I suspect are going to be desperate, that built a life and a career, or at least a parachute based on government programs, grant money, spreading ideology, USAID money, some of his businesses, some of his business interests. Here, everybody's seen this, I believe, where Tim Walz appointed him to a board, some screwball board back in 2019. But when the money dries up and they don't have any real skills, they start venting their anger and looking for people to blame. And instead of trying to change things at a voting booth, instead of trying to get people to agree with your positions, they want to do it by force. I was going to play that video of the representative who was explaining her vote against giving illegal aliens free health care, and she was scared. And, you know, out of respect for her, it's all over the place. I don't need to keep playing it. She's someone who very cruelly lost their lives. Trump put this out, oh gosh, maybe an hour before it went live. He's dealing with the situation in Iran. He was honoring our troops. He's en route right now to the G7 summit in Canada, where he's going to interact, I guess, with the president of South Africa, who he met with in the Oval Office, that caused a dust-up. And he's dealing with the news of these political assassinations, and he himself has suffered attempts on his life. So anyway, our nation's ICE officers have shown incredible strength, determination, and courage as they facilitate a very important mission. The largest mass deportation operation of illegal aliens in history. Every day, the brave men and women of ICE are subjected to violence, harassment, and even threats from radical Democrat politicians. Another reason why the likes of Tim Walz, Ilhan Omar, et al. Are laying low. Because it's true. What he's saying is true. But nothing will stop us from executing our mission and fulfilling our mandate to the American people. ICE officers are herewith ordered by notice of this truth to do all in their power to achieve the very important goal of delivering the single largest mass deportation program in history. In order to achieve this, we must expand efforts to detain and deport illegal aliens in America's largest cities, such as Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York, where millions upon millions of illegal aliens reside. Some of you may have noticed my thumbnail said sleeper cells. You'd have to be crazy or extremely ignorant to not realize that we have sleeper cells in this country. Watch for it. It's coming. Something is coming. Whoops. Got to find out where I left off. These and other such cities are the core of the Democrat power center. These and other such cities are the core of the Democrat power center, where they use illegal aliens to expand their voter base, cheat in the elections, and grow the welfare state, robbing good-paying jobs and benefits from hard-working American citizens. These radical left Democrats are sick of mind, hate our country and actually want to destroy our inner cities. And they're doing a good job of it. There is something wrong with them. That is why they believe in open borders, transgender for everybody, and men playing in women's sports. And that is why I want ICE, Border Patrol, and our great patriotic law enforcement officers to focus. Remember that word, folks? Focus, focus, focus on our crime-ridden and deadly inner cities and those places where sanctuary cities play such a big role. You don't hear about sanctuary cities in our heartland. I want our brave ICE officers to know that real Americans are cheering you on every day. The American people want our cities, schools, and communities to be safe and free from illegal alien crime, conflict, and chaos. That's why I have directed my entire administration to put every resource possible behind this effort and reverse the tide of mass destruction migration that has turned once idyllic towns into scenes of third world dystopia. Our federal government will continue to be focused on the remigration of aliens to the places from where they came and preventing the admission of anyone who undermines the domestic tranquility of the United States. To ICE, FBI, DEA, ATF, the Patriots at Pentagon and State Department, you have my unwavering support. Now go, get the job done, DJT. This is one of the reasons why you heard Netanyahu on Fox News saying the Iranians want to get rid of Donald Trump because he's forceful. He knows where he stands. He's not wishy-washy. He knows what he wants to do, and he's going to do it. It's a irresistible tide. And people like who you see on the screen, you see one of the ones who can't stop the tide and lose their mind and lash out at the people who he feels abandoning him. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you. Sparky, nice to see you. Let me see how far I can go back. I want to see if everybody thought this guy's a lone wolf, or is he working with a team, or is he connected somewhere to the, wow, I get to go back a good long ways. Is he connected to the cabal? Wanda says bigger part of a crew. Hilarious too. Nice to see you. Kathy said crew. I find it astounding that he was able to. He got caught right as he was committing the second attack. And they prevented him from getting to his vehicle, and he ran out the back door and ran into the woods. Now, apparently he was close enough to this place he'd been renting a second home, I guess, like a bachelor pad, and was able to get this other vehicle. Where is it? He got a black Buick. Let me get this one off the screen. Here he looks more sinister. He got a black Buick, which they recovered that along with the cowboy hat. Boy, I tell you, those pictures of him with his mask on are creepy. It's like some kind of horror movie. Where's that cowboy hat? There it is. Here's his cowboy hat that you saw on the screen, just laying in the road. Why would you do that? It was laying nearby the Buick he picked up at his apartment and then abandoned and left the cowboy hat. I was thinking if he was trying to get another vehicle, it probably knocked it off his head when he was in a hurry to get into his second vehicle or third vehicle now. He wouldn't leave it there as a clue. It's somebody, I think, trying to get him out of there fast. They said he's been in communication with people, but they don't feel anyone's helping him. Here's a screen grab I got where they were throwing something on the ground and letting the dog sniff it. And over to the left, you see it looks like grape arbors, like somebody grown grapes in a rows there, you see. And I thought, what could they be throwing down on the ground? This is at one of the victims' homes. And I said, oh, maybe they found his tactical gear. Yeah, Wanda, I saw that. His wife was, well, I wouldn't say she was caught. She was pulled over. She had 3 other people in the vehicle with her family members. She had passports and she had a weapon. Well, you know, we're pro Second Amendment. She hadn't. She's not a suspect or anything. She can have a weapon. And they did not detain her. They didn't arrest her. But they went through everything, and I'm sure they're interviewing everybody that was in that vehicle. But apparently, there's JLR in the corner. I sniped it from his stream. But anyway, the dogs didn't really pick anything up, any scent up there. So that leads me to think that he had someone swing by and get him. If he had a two-way radio, which is not like a cell phone, it can't be tracked the same way as a cell phone. If you got the right equipment, you can track a two-way radio. You sure can. If he had a satellite phone, if he had a VHF radio on him in a Confederate somewhere. But somehow he made it from the second victim's home back to his apartment, vandalized one of his vehicles for nobody knows the reason why, and then got this Buick, and then you found the Buick abandoned with the cowboy hat. And like I said, without some really good training, that soon after leaving the scent, you're not going to get away from a dog, tracking dogs. But he's still gone. Now, what my notion is, if he's tied in with anybody that can lead to, the governor or somebody high up in the, I'll call it the cabal, whatever, not real high, but just somebody that does these operations, and he's screwed up like this, he's done. They can't risk him getting caught and cracking and saying who encouraged it or suggested it or helped him train for it or anything like that. He has no options. I suspect that if he's by himself, he's probably going to off himself. His life's over. But then he's got 5 children. 5 children. And a wife. But if he is in any way putting people in danger of getting fingered for these types of operations, they're not going to let him run around. They're not going to let him get picked up. Don't you agree? Where is some of that stuff? There he is, right here. Didn't put anything in his little resume here about him working at the funeral homes. I think he worked at 2 of them, at least one I know of. But the Red Line Group, Democrat Republic of Congo, was that subsisting or even maybe thriving on USAID money or some other form of slush fund money from the government? You know, you're working to create diversity in African nations. We've seen the millions of dollars that go to these phony baloney groups. Then he was a manager at a 7-Eleven. Green Corps, I don't know what that is. Del Monte Production System Manager. That's been a while. But anyway, what's this one? Dr. Vance Bolter. There he is. Puts himself down as doctor. Hi, everyone. I'm looking to get back into the U.S. food industry, and I'm pretty open to positions. Oh, everybody's in line waiting to hire you. Other leadership positions outside of the food industry I'm willing to hear about as well. Oh, thank you. I have been doing projects in the Democrat Republic of Congo in Central Africa for the last 3 years with Red Lion Group. If you hear any opportunities or just want to catch up, please send me a message. What I'm looking for. I'm looking for Director of Operations, Vice President, oh boy, General Manager, and President roles. He doesn't want to be a peony. He wants to be a Director of Operations. I'm looking for roles in Texas, Minnesota, Florida, and Washington, D.C., Baltimore mall area, ideally. Yeah. You left out Virginia, the DMV, but would look at other locations if I felt it was a good fit. There he is. You can hire him to be the boss of bosses. You know, that's the thing about these liberals. They're narcissists. They're nosy. They want to make sure nobody's having any more fun out of life than they're having. And if they are, they will figure out how to screw it up. And if they feel that illegals, everybody that walks in this country should get stuff for free, that they deserve it, what do you think they deserve for themselves? Demanders and expectors. What do you feel about this? A lot of people are saying, well, that was a setup. That's what they found in his vehicle. but they don't specify which vehicle. People didn't get the timeline right away about which location we was at, how many vehicles they had. They already been to his house and or his apartment, which is where he had a vehicle he made it look like was broken into. I believe that this was in his vehicles. I think he was planning on being at the No Kings March, which was supposedly canceled in Minnesota. If he had a notion that he could commit these heinous crimes and then just disappear into a crowd, kind of like when Hannibal Lecter got off the plane and had a disguise on and blended into the crowd in some Central American country. Those days are over. But I don't think that he was that naive. And I think that he covered too much ground, and he's been missing too long to be by himself. Hilarious. He was trying to help with food production and minister to people in the Congo. But it'll be a while before we get. Listen, you don't just jaunt off to some to another continent for 3 years without somebody backing you up. You need cash for that. You need money, and that's why I'm thinking it's so people face these things where all of a sudden they get a letter. The funding to your group, which is one to, what was he ministering? What was he teaching them? I just showed you the Episcopal Church. DEI is great. Transgenderism is great. Oh, but we're doing it under the guise of helping with food production. Well, how much food did they produce? What were they doing? And all of a sudden they get a letter. We're not paying for your crap anymore. Signed Donald J. Trump. And then this legislator says, sorry, we're not paying for illegal health care. And they blow a cork and they want to get violent because their party is crumbling. Their ideology is being discredited. Here's an example. This was just released today. Randi Weingarten, remember her? The in charge of the Department of Education or whatever she was doing, teachers union or whatever she was in charge of, quits DNC post in dispute with chairman. In a letter to the party's chairman, Ken Martin, Ms. Weingarten wrote, I appear to be out of step with the leadership you're forging. Put that together with all the other Democrats that have been throwing their hands up and saying, you all are too crazy. Bill Maher, I already talked about Fetterman. How many Democrats you've seen turn Republican or claim to turn Republican, saying the party left them. It's growing. People are jumping ship. It's either that or their political career is finished. Then you got celebrities like Bill Maher saying that they're crazy with some of the stuff they're pushing. Here, Dan Scavino posted this. Here's Mr. T. Right there. A photo by Dan Scavino. Mr. T getting on to Marine One, heading to Canada for the G7. We'll see how that goes if he's going to run into that president of Congo. Look at this idiot. Let me rearrange this a little bit. Let me see here. Put him here. There, I put Pops up here. This was the No Kings, the geriatric jamboree. Trump-induced anxiety help, 5 cents.
We were just talking about it this morning. No! Don't! Bad boy! Bad! No!
Just like a Democrat, I didn't even see him pay the nickel. Did you see him pay the nickel? I didn't. He got all that dopey acting for free. Oh, they got him. Bolter was just arrested, William. Tuco said they got him. How you doing, Tuco? Well, he must have ran out of gas, or the batteries died in his car. If he was an electric car, his battery died. He threw his hat down and took off in the woods. So, like I said, if he was tied in with anybody who he could sink, he wouldn't have made it this far. That's why I'm thinking, at best, it's a little tight-knit group of lunatics, or maybe even a family member helped him to the point he was at. But like I said, if he could rat anybody out, they'd have finished him off. So, he's in custody. We'll see what his manifesto is and all that crap. And I don't have to go too much more into it. They're too narcissistic to end it. You know what I'm saying? End it. And I think it's all the more important to stress what I was talking about, like with Luigi Mangione, and anybody else who does this type of thing. Do it like Tim McVeigh. Just as quick. Remember the DC sniper, Mohammed what's-his-face, and Malvo? Malvo was a kid. I forget. I think he was 16. But Muhammad was in his 30s. Did you know he's already gone? They've already flicked a switch on him, or whatever they did to him. From the DC sniper. And this guy could have been naive enough to think him running around in a something that looks like a cop car with a mask on is going to be today's technology, like they did with the DC sniper. They were running wild for a while. And he didn't get his final sentence, if you know what I mean, as quick as McVeigh, but it was pretty darn quick. They need to do that with this guy. Yeah, I'm surprised too, Tuco, that he wasn't found. But the thing is that they in their minds they'll justify it because they've had politicians justifying what to do in this moment. All that kind of hostile talk. Let me see. Here's what they put out in Ruski land. This is what people overseas are reading about our country. Assassinations, violence, and increasing turmoil. America in unrest. Over the last several days, global attention has understandably been focused on the Israeli aggression. Now, that's their opinion over there in the Middle East. But domestically, events domestically have continued to unravel. Among the notable events that many missed. 2 days ago, U.S. Senator from California, Alex Padilla, stormed a speaking event by DHS Secretary Noem and was arrested by federal agents. Oh, I'm going to read something from Laura Loomer, too. He had a private jet that people are questioning. We'll get to that in a minute. This provoked Governor Newsom to call the Trump administration tyrannical. And this came on the heels of the governor sharing the, quote, California Republic, unquote, state flag, directly calling for secession. You might as well say. In a bizarre series of late-night legal actions, a federal judge, and they're inciting too. They're creating a mindset that Trump is a dictator, that our republic's in danger, the Constitution needs to be protected. All a bunch of horse, you know what. A federal judge ruled the president had unlawfully federalized the California National Guard and ordered its return back to Governor Newsom's control, just for said ruling to be vacated temporarily by another federal judge in defense of Trump's actions. Well, they got that wrong. It was an appeals court that threw that out, 3-0. But, you know, they're a foreign news service. On the basis of this injunction, President Trump then signaled a willingness to expand the use of federalization orders to other National Guards, as well as the possible deployment of U.S. Marines to other cities. This was met by fury by multiple Democrat governors. Not one thing Trump's talking about doing is in violation. It's in violation of any law. As a matter of fact, it's in support of law and order. But it's met by fury by multiple Democratic governors. They're the ones inciting this stuff. Just like Tim Walz, bully the bullies. Then they go on to say about the U.S. Marines. Let me pull that up. Yesterday, U.S. Marines were deployed for the first time to Los Angeles, where they conducted their first arrest of a protester. Governor Newsom has continued to rail against the use of active duty military forces being used in a policing role. Newsom should be keeping his mouth shut. He's mouthing off like an insurrectionist. Finally, today in Minnesota, the majority leader of the state house, the chief legislative body of Minnesota, I didn't know she was a majority leader, was assassinated along with her husband by a former appointee of the governor. In the suspect's car was found many materials pertaining to the No Kings protests currently sweeping the nation, suggesting a political linkage between the event and the movement. Of note, the assassinated legislator had recently been the deciding vote in abolishing state funding for health care for illegal immigrants. This is notable given the anti-ICE element of the current protests. All in all, for a foreign news service, I think this is more accurate than what we get from our domestic news services, even though it's not perfect. Then they put out this. Even when you correct for population, no kings was still the biggest. Nearly 2% of the adult U.S. population turned out to protest. Nobody cares. But they put this graph up. George Floyd, peak, is the smallest one. March for Our Lives, nuclear freeze rally in 1982. Vietnam moratorium, 1969. Women's March, 2017. No Kings, 2025. Well, when you have every cable news service like MSNBC putting out the dates and times of the rally, explaining what 50-51 means, being a advertising arm for these insurrectionists, it's not a surprise. And they brought their children, okay? Everybody that they could find in a wheelchair or a walker to make things tougher for the soldiers trying to do their jobs. Here, Capitol Police arrest 60 parade protesters, including a vet using a walker. Well, you know, you have to screw up pretty damn good to get arrested in the first place. They don't just, oh, there's a guy in a walker, let's go get him. No, he did something. He's being incited. Let me see, I've got a video where I tell you, one of the most effective videos that people saw was that young lady on a horse. When somebody spooked her horse, abused her horse, and she went at him with a stick and cracked that woman about 3 or 4 times with a stick. They quit doing that stuff with picking on horses, throwing fireworks at them and stuff like that. That's 2 things where they really screwed up. Waving foreign flags and abusing those horses. That gets the people sitting on the fence against them. But anyway, they took a picture of this old guy. You're going to see an old guy getting shoved out of the way. They took a still picture of him, like he's suffering. They are abusing an old man, but they don't let you know what he was doing, how he was behaving before he got shoved. Yeah, he's trying to shove a horse. He's trying to disobey lawful orders, stand there with his fist balled up screaming. No, you get back now, not later. Oh my gosh, I got that one video. Let me see if I can find it. Well, let me put some more stuff Mr. T said. President Putin called me this morning to very nicely wish me a happy birthday, but to more importantly talk about Iran, a country he knows very well. We talked at length. Much less time was spent talking about Russia-Ukraine, but that will be for next week. He is doing the planned prisoner swaps. Large numbers of prisoners are being exchanged immediately from both sides. The call lasted approximately 1 hour. He feels, as I do, this war in Israel-Iran should end, to which I explained his war should also end. Very telling. I think they were determining, along with China, the future of the mullahs in Iran. If there's consensus with the U.S., Russia, and China, whatever that consensus is what's going to happen over there. You can believe that. So, I posted this on my community page. Texas Department of Public Safety. They shut down Congress because of what was happening. What does it say? DPS statement on Capitol evacuation. Earlier today, the Texas Department of Public Safety, they determined there were credible threats. Out of an abundance of caution, the Capitol and Capitol grounds were evacuated around 1 p.m. Both remain temporarily closed. Working with our law enforcement officers to address the threat. Let me see what they said. So anyway, yeah. Closing down the State House. What do y'all want to see? Some riot footage or drone footage or missile footage? I'll tell you what. We'll take a break from all the doom and gloom. Listen to this young lady. Who is this young lady? Do you all know who it is? She's got something to tell everybody.
I think the funniest thing about this to me, and her saying, bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a man. How many men do you know that have this?
Now, isn't that refreshing? Riley Gaines is with child, and all the young girls out there are cheering her for being a mother, and she's been a champion for women's sports. And, you know, we watch so much of the crazies, so much of the pro-abortion people, so much of the tranny people. Right here you saw a huge crowd of nice young ladies wishing Riley Gaines well, and we all wish her well, her and her new family, up-and-coming family, and I think it's great. And you know, it drives the liberals nuts. Something like that drives the liberals nuts. I even got some footage of the parade. I love a parade. Jerry wants to see arrest footage. Well, you got to admit, hi, I love to garden. You got to admit that that was a cute video. I love to see. Here's a guy that got his eyeball popped from a rubber bullet. And, you know, you had to be doing something to deserve that. I'm sorry. If you're just walking down the street, minding your own business with a brown bag lunch, and they did do you, that's one thing. But I can't get a stupid thing to play. Wait a minute. Try again.
I have to have my say, and if it means being wounded to do it, then I'm here.
I have to have my say? Well, you can have your say without being a disruptive, menacing creep. Here, I'll go ahead and go through this. Here's one here. What's this? I'm leaving that article up about Fauci for right now because I feel like it. because I think that's one of the big things we're going to be seeing. Anyway, I don't even know what this... Oh, this is one I'm not supposed to play. I'll play it to a certain point and stop it. I think if somebody got their car surrounded and didn't like it and got away. That's all I can play because people fall down and don't get back up. I'll put it that way. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad news. Oh, remember this, folks? This was Flag Day. Flag Day when Obama was president. This is the way they used to celebrate it. What are they saying to each other? You see it right on top of the screen. All this for a damn flag. In case you didn't catch that. All this for a damn flag. Well, they're supposed to be getting divorced. If they never were legally married until the Supreme Court. Anyway, here is a video. Yeah, Miss Mindersu, happy Father's Day. I have got, where is that? Where Mr. T put out the Happy Father's Day. Oh my goodness, I had it. I was going to put the same one up Mr. T put up. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. And if it didn't upload, I didn't get it uploaded, then I have to just say Happy Father's Day. Hope you have a great Father's Day. Holy cow. It was a good little meme, too, that Mr. T put up. Huh, there it is. Here we go. The White House put it up. Happy Father's Day from the White House. President Donald J. Trump is the father of 5 and a proud grandfather of 11. Today we salute all American dads for the strength, sacrifice, and love to give your families and to our great nation. Happy Father's Day. There you go. Too bad John Roberts has got to be in there. But anyway, there you go, folks. A little Happy Day card. I'm a big daddy from Cincinnati, Miss Mindersu. Well, I'm going to play this. You know, this video almost escaped me. I'll explain that later. Have you all seen this video? If you have not seen this video, put a no in the chats. If you've seen it, put a yes. Because I'm curious how much this has gotten out. And it's why I'm saying there may be regime change. And I mean, I'm talking about like tonight or tomorrow. But anyway, here you go.
And I can tell you this. We have indications that senior leaders in Iran are already packing their bags. They sense what's coming. I'll tell you what would have come if we hadn't acted. We had information that this unscrupulous regime was planning to give the nuclear weapons that they would develop to their terrorist proxies. That's nuclear terrorism on steroids. That would threaten the entire world. This is what Israel is doing with the support, the clear support of the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and the American people, and many others in the world. So with God's help, and with the goodwill and resolution of all free societies, we shall win.
Well, you heard what he said, that they're packing their bags. They're packing their bags. And most everybody said no. Wouldn't you think? And like I said, this video almost got away from me. If I hadn't put it in the right place in my phone, it would be lost. Funny how videos like this sometimes get lost. Debbie said no. Sparky said no. Miss Minter said no. Miss Minter said, Sherry, Wanda, Melinda said she saw it. All right. Tennessee said no. Hi, Tennessee. Sissy, most everybody except Debbie and a couple others said no. Boy, wouldn't you think that that would be all over the news? Hi, Darla. Darla said no. This was last night. I thought it would be all over the newspapers, all over the news services. This is something else I had not seen. Let me see if I can find it. Something else I had not seen. Put out by Niho Berg. Breaking. More evidence of regime families fleeing Iran by private airplanes. Airports are closed for everyone else. We are witnessing the final days of the 46-year-old Islamic regime. Have you all heard that? That they're clearing out in private planes? I put up on my community page last night a couple of images of a Chinese aircraft. Wonder if I still have it. I posted on my community page. Entering Iranian airspace, very dangerous. Here's one. The most tracked flight on flight radar. This was late last night. Is a possible military charter that took off from Xinjiang. The plane then turned its transponder off before presumably entering Iranian airspace. I called it a ghost plane. A ghost plane from China going into Iran. And you know that all military involved had been notified, hands off this plane. The last thing this situation needs is a military charter owned by China getting down by anybody. But what were they doing going into a hot war zone? Like a ghost plane with their transponder off. Some people were saying they were delivering military supplies because they vowed to help Iran. I think they're saying, look, get your family, get your stuff, and get in the plane. We're here to take you out of here. And you can live in China. It's the only place you're going to be safe. But not only that, I posted this also. German refueling tanker Airbus over Jordan accidentally turned on their transponder. So they were cloaked. A refueling tanker. And that's something else. Every military involved had to know, hands off that German tanker. It's off now. Whoops. Luftwaffe is confirmed joining in on defending Israel despite not publicly announcing their participation. How ironic. This was last night also. Around the same time, there you see there's the refueling plane and then the military charter from China. The telephone call from Putin. So you got multiple nations involved. But with these missions, you can't have it turn into an international incident. So the Houthis would have had been told, don't fire at that German tanker. Don't fire at that Chinese cargo military plane. Don't do it. And that shows you that the mullahs have control over those groups. And this character here, Ayatollah Khamenei, see him next to Trump. They always use the term blood on his hands. Well, he's got it all the way up to his elbows. He's been in power for 40 years. He controls the Houthis. He controls Hamas. You think that he's the one that's been given the finger with the military, with the nuclear capabilities. I read his tweet from last week where he's congratulating everybody on how well they did with the nuclear and then saying we're not giving in 1 inch. He's the impetus. Trump rejected Israeli plan to kill Iran's supreme leader, says U.S. officials. President Trump rejected an Israeli plan in the recent days to kill Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, 2 U.S. officials told ABC News. The officials stated that Israel shared with the U.S. that they had a window to kill Iranian leader, but the president was not on board with the plan. Let me tell you what that says. That says they know where you are. You're not hiding. Hiding means nobody knows where you are. You're a sitting duck. And this is Trump and everybody's way of letting you know you're only alive because Trump said you could be alive. So you put that together with the Chinese charter, military charter plane, the Germans, Putin calling Trump, Netanyahu going on Fox News talking about Iran being responsible for assassination attempts on Trump. This report right here, it's hard to see how they can maintain that regime. What do you think? Am I reading too much into it? But these are things that actually happen that you don't see in the regular news. Let me play some clips since I took the trouble to get them. What's this one? Who's she with? Deface the nation. Okay, let's see what she's got to say. I'll hold my nose and play it.
You wrote an op-ed supporting President Trump's decision to send in federalized National Guard troops and active duty Marines to California. You referred to it as the threat from the radical left, an overwhelming show of force to end the riots, and talked about communities being terrorized. Given the amount of tension in the country right now, is that really the language to use?
Yes, when you see left-wing street militias who are throwing bricks and frozen water bottles at police officers and shooting them with fireworks. And unfortunately, you have mayors and governors in some places that won't allow police to maintain order. The next step is to call in the National Guard. And if the governor won't call in the National Guard, then the president has to federalize them. We always hope that the local police are allowed to do their job and have sufficient numbers to do their job to maintain order and protect innocent life and property. But if they can't or they're not allowed to, the National Guard has to be on scene to restore civility.
He's saying, yeah, hell yeah. But she had the nerve
she had the nerve to say, don't you think that language is not as tense as everything is? What are you talking about, language? Listen to what Newsom said. Listen to what Maxine Waters said. Listen to what Tim Walz was talking about, inciting. And Trump says, well, we want to protect people from radicals. Oh, you don't say that. You're going to get people upset. Here's some more lunatic. You know, I would play a clip from Scott Jennings, but guess what? How many of y'all know this? I think this is it. Yeah. Did you all know Scott Jennings, top conservatives, Mike Huckabee's one of them, are stuck in Israel amid war threat and not getting out? That's why we don't have any Scott Jennings clips. Mike Huckabee is stuck over there too. A group of well-known Americans who paid a visit to Israel were prevented from leaving the country on Friday following the military strike Israel Defense Forces made against Iran's nuclear site. I'm surprised that that isn't all over the place too. Good thing I follow Diamond and Silk. Because this is what they're seeing over there in Israel. How would you like to be stuck over there? Some of the bombs got through. Some of them are hypersonic. They're difficult to intercept. Rishon LeZion, an Israeli city. Look there. Let me see if I got some... Here is a... I think this is an Israeli attack on oil storage facilities in Iran. They are just, they could have, last night, they could have had 10 times the destruction you see in these photos. Trump does not want to destroy the country's economy. But don't think he won't let it happen if they keep it up. He's telling them that every day. Attack on the American consulate in Erbil, Iraq. That happened last night. Who fired rockets at our American consulate in Iraq? Well, if it's the Houthis, you know they already got a smack upside the head. Hegseth moved interceptors from Ukraine to Israel. And Zelensky's like, man, I need those. Well, too bad. Here, clearing the rubble at the site of the attack on Bat Yam. Israel says 12 people were killed and 385 wounded in Iranian strikes. So the Iron Dome is effective, but it is not impenetrable. And like I said, Scott Jennings and Mike Huckabee, that's just two of the names off the top of my head, are stuck over there. And nobody's talking about it in the media. Here's a quick video of some missiles landing in Tel Aviv, I believe. Looked like a lot of them got intercepted. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see. What? Oh, here's a... here is... They're blowing up these anywhere they see a tractor trailer sitting, it's getting blown up. They're suspected of having missile launching systems or drones. Either one, nobody wants any parts of. Where is that one report I had about a drone truck that got intercepted? Let me see. Oh, if I come across it, I'll put it up. Here it is. This is just a small drone operation. I don't know if they launched them all or what, but this is an old rickety pickup dump truck or something that was set up to launch drones. Like I said, rudimentary technology. If they got some drones, they can do a lot of damage. What's this one? I'm not sure. Let me see. I'm going to play it again. Watch the shock wave. You'll see 2 shock waves run through the sky. Wait a second. Yeah, visible shock waves. Let me see what this one is. What is going on here? I'm not sure. I think it's a strike on a military base. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you could see that missile defined real good. That's one of those high dollar hypersonics. They got a hold of that one. What's this one? Something got blown up. Wait a minute. Let me see what it is.
امیر وایستا وایستا لحظه آقا وری چی وایستا امیر فرودگاه رفت هوا فرودگاه آزادی رفت هوا فرودگاه آزادی رفت هوا.
Whatever it was, there's nothing left. That's where I'd be way out in a field somewhere on a motorbike. I'd be like, anything worth anything, I wouldn't be near it. But if you're like Huckabee and Jennings, You haven't got too many places. I guess they go into bomb shelters. I'm not sure what this footage is here. Let's play it.
دمر الدنيا هون دمر الدنيا هيو نيو دمر الدنيا فرسلية نزل فرسلية هيو فوق راسي يا عيال.
Now that one looked hypersonic. Did you see it at the very beginning how quick it was? That was hypersonic. So anyway, let's see. Got one more, I think. I got more than that. Jiminy crickets. Let's see. There's a horizon. I wonder what's going to happen. How much you want to bet Scott Jennings is going to have gray hair when he gets back? Grayer hair. Oh, this is just protesters. Is this where a horse runs through the crowd? I'm not sure. But look there. You see Mexican flags. You see Palestinian flags.
Everyone's got to get off here now. Get down.
But y'all put that shit down there. The police did that. I literally seen it.
Up here and watch. So make sure there's no fireworks going on. There's something, okay.
Well, it wasn't just a No King's Day. It's BLM, pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian. Wait a minute. Did I just put? No, this is another one. This is another one.
All our people will be free.
All our people will be free. From the river to the sea.
Yeah, anybody thinks that there's not sleeper cells from ISIS or Hamas in this country is crazy. Anybody who doesn't realize that that's the case. I had a good bit of footage where they ran a horse through the crowd. It shows you how quick they get out of the way, too. I had another clip that I didn't play the other week. There was a young lady trying to get to work, and there was this stupid hippie. He had kind of Marty Feldman eyes, and he wouldn't let her go through to get to work. And a lot of people played that clip, and I had it. I didn't have time. I have to find that clip and play it in a future broadcast, because there were several times when they stepped over the line the way they were treating people and showing themselves their true selves. What's this one? Did I already play this? Oh, that's the one. That's the verboten one. I better get that out of my studio. Yeah, here's some more. Here's one of the biggest. There could be cartel sleeper cells. Look at this oversized Mexican flag coming down an American street. And all these American do-gooder Americans, yeah, we want to stand with Mexico. Palestine will be free. What a miserable existence. Hating your own country. Here's what I used in my thumbnail. Here's an oversized, oh, wait a minute. What in the world is going on? Come on, get over here. Oversized flag with a Hamas fighter on it. No, they don't have sleeper cells over here. Who is that creep holding that flag? Glasses, face wrap, all black. I didn't know you could do that in this country, but I guess. Now, here's where they're all carrying American flags. Well, not all of them, but they were told, you're making us look bad. Get some American flags out there.
It worked fine. Those people right there, they shot me from the side, but it blocked everything. The paintballs from over there, the tear gas, the flashbang. There was a flashbang went right next to me and it pushed me back. Thankfully, this buggy board has worked, and I'm so thankful that I'm able to fight these tyrannical government that is here.
Why have you come down here? Tell us about your background.
My background, I'm a teacher down in Granada Hills. I teach first grade.
Background?
I'm black and Salvadorian. My mom came from El Salvador during the Civil War. She immigrated here. And my dad is from South Central. He's born in Mississippi. So I have a lot of culture here, and I love America, but we cannot stand here as Americans and allow this to happen. We all as Americans have to realize that at the end of the day, it may not be peaceful, but we have to stand up, okay? We all have to stand up.
He's a teacher. He's a teacher. His mother's an illegal immigrant. His father's from Mississippi. He's got nail polish on, and he said, may not be peaceful, but we have to do it. Here we go. I'll go ahead and play this one. Are you all ready for a real protester? You ready for a lunatic? Somebody that is lost. I cannot see a scenario where this person can be productive, live a happy life, contribute positively to this country or any other country, unless the person gets some kind of mental help. But are you all up for seeing it? It's 3 or 4 minutes, but it is symptomatic of what we're dealing with. I mean, I know we've got the terror cells. I know we got Antifa. I know we got blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about the lunatics. She's coming from the right-hand side. You see her there with a mask on. Get ready. She charged that truck like a rogue elephant. And she actually looks like she can physically stop a truck. She's insane. She's been made insane.
No! Let my people go! Let my people go! Let them go! Let them go! Let them go! Let them go!
Hey, get off the truck! Get off the truck!
Let my people go! Let my people go! Let our people
Get off the truck!
Let my people go!
Come on, y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move. Y'all gotta move.
No! You won't take my fucking people! Don't take my fucking people! Don't kill me!
Now, I think she's going to actually scream out that she's a virgin. I think that's how you say it, virgin, which I don't find that hard to believe.
Look out! Look out! They're gonna kill me! Come on! No! I can't! Don't touch me! Don't kill me!
Okay, get out!
Touch me, bitch! Stop! Get the fuck off! Stop! 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 You're gonna run her over! Stop! You're gonna run her over!
Carissa, you gotta go!
I'm not getting out!
Carissa! Carissa, you gotta run out!
No, please don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! I'm a person! I'm a fucking person! Don't fucking kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't kill me! Don't fucking 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 kill me! Let my people go! Let my fucking people go! Let my people go! Let my people go! Let my people go! No!
Let go.
Let my people go! Let my people go!
Let my people bring your dog! These are parents! These are community members! Their kids waiting outside! Their kids waiting outside, sir! Their kids waiting outside to see their loved ones! Just let them
You're
go!
separating families.
These are our people!
You're separating
These are
families, sir.
This is our community! These are our community! We want to let them go! This is our people! These are immigrant workers! And you know they feed this country!
We will not let them go! No! 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 No!
Let them go! Let them go! Doesn't it hurt you? We're family! Doesn't it hurt you? You know you're kidnapping people! Doesn't it hurt you? Doesn't it hurt you?
Ever since Rodney King, they've changed the rules. But I tell you what, I'm not kidding you. You walk up there with a nightstick and one firm crack right on the top of the head. I mean, not real hard. You don't have to do it real hard at all. You just let the weight of the nightstick bounce off that head, and you watch how quick she shuts up and gets out of the way. But anyway, you can't do that anymore.
Just be careful and get off the street, guys. Be careful, all right?
You guys getting your toes run over? I'm telling you to get back. I'm telling you to get back. Get back. Get back. Off the vehicle. Get back. Get back. Off the vehicle. Get off the vehicle.
All right, we're good, guys.
And the other tactic is what I was saying the other night. One right on the nose. I mean, a pop right on the nose. And when somebody's charging into traffic, behaving like a lunatic, and yes, danger to themselves or others, where did I see that? That's exactly right. Debbie, yeah. Pop her right in the nose, and their eyes water up. They don't know what to do. And, yeah, but at least they did shove them out of the way with authority. I mean, you shove them right on their rear ends. And they're getting around to doing that. Yeah, she earned her $200. You think she got that much? Ooh, how you doing, Insight? Nice to see you. Tynes here. How you doing? Sparky. Jersey Joe. Lunatic. That's right, Jess and me. Nice to see you. Yeah, I didn't play that. Man, I got a bunch of other clips, but you know what? Tomorrow's another day. And I got a lot. If you all want to watch riot clips tomorrow, that's what we'll do. We'll watch some riot clips. What's this? Mr. T, what do you say? Here we go. Iran and Israel should make a deal. And will make a deal. Just like I got India and Pakistan to make. In that case, by using trade with the United States to bring reason, cohesion, and sanity to the talks with two excellent leaders who were able to quickly make a decision and stop. Also, during my first term, Serbia and Kosovo were going at it hot and heavy, as they have for many decades, and this long-time conflict was ready to break out into war. I stopped it. Biden has hurt the longer-term prospects with some very stupid decisions, but I will fix it again. Another case is Egypt and Ethiopia and their fight over a massive claim. What does that say? That having an effect on the Magnificent Nile River, a massive dam that is having an effect on the Magnificent Nile River. There is peace, at least for now, because of my intervention, and it will stay that way. Likewise, we will have peace soon between Israel and Iran. Many calls and meetings are now taking place. I do a lot and never get credit for anything, but that's okay. The people understand. Make the Middle East great again. So, like a leader, a true leader, he's letting the people know what's up. What's this? Oh, this is different things that were coming out from Iran. Iran defense. The interception rate is drastically dropping. Talk about Israel's defenses. Judging by the amount of impacts we saw from only 28 missiles, American destroyers are likely carrying out most of the weight for these interceptions now. Yeah, so what? Nothing wrong with that. Trump said he would help defend. He's not doing anything offensive. R.I.P. to Indo-PACOM, watching CENTCOM use the entire interceptor fleet in a few days. So, Israel media says only 28 missiles were launched from Iran. So, they're slowing it down. What does that mean? Mark Levin put this out. At least he's not over there, too. Mark Levin put out, Elon Musk can put the final nail in the coffin of the Iranian regime by providing Starlink internet to the Iranian people. Iran cut off all internet so that the people cannot organize a coup and communicate. Elon responded to Levin. The beams are on. So I'm just showing you all the different pieces, all the different movements, all the different parts from Russia, China, Starlink, Germany. Oh, one other thing. Where is it? Where is it? Something else that tells me that there is a international push for regime change, or at least for Iran to bow to Trump's demands. A British F-35 fighter jet has made an emergency landing in India after taking part in intercepting Iranian attacks last night due to a lack of fuel. So you have the UK involved also. And then put it on top of that stuff we don't know. We don't know about. Y'all having trouble with your phones and stuff? Oh, they're cutting me out. How's everybody else getting it? Is my signal coming through for you all? How's everybody else doing with my signal? Holy cow. I've been up almost 2 hours. I didn't even get to play stuff from the parade. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you all for spending your precious time with me. I got this short clip from Donald Trump to keep you all pumped up about what's going on. Let's see what happens at the G7 summit. Let's see what happens with these mullahs. Let's see if this guy that just got captured tonight drops a dime on anybody. Although I doubt it. I think he's a nut. But we will. You never know. You never know when birds might sing. And we all might learn a little something that we didn't know beforehand, right? So, enjoy this clip of President Trump. Keep your chins up. I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man. Over and out.
Time and again, America's enemies have learned that if you threaten the American people, our soldiers are coming for you. your defeat will be certain, your demise will be final, and your downfall will be total and complete. Because our soldiers never give up, never surrender, and never, ever quit. They fight, 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 and they win, win, win.